Trevy the Great here with another Warhammer 40,000 battle report. I'm going to preface this with an apology, guys, real quick. I did promise that I would play a tournament this weekend, but through no fault of my own, may I point out, the tournament organizers had a little bit of a communication whoopsie, and one person told everyone that it was a Warhammer Fantasy tournament, one person told everyone it was a Warhammer 40,000 tournament, and as a result, nobody showed up, except for me and I think 2 other people. So it would not have been a very good tournament if we had run it. But I did get to play a game on that day against my buddy Gordy, who's got his Blood Angels that I played in my last report. A little repetitive, but you know, what can you do sometimes? So this is a picture of my army on its very nice X-board display board. It's pretty much the exact same one I ran last time with a couple minor changes. I took the, well, I'll just go through it actually. I have 3 Hammerhead gunships with railguns and burst cannons, as well as multi-trackers and disruption pods. I have 3 Devilfish troop carriers, 1 with a Pathfinder squad and 2 with Fire Warrior squads. I have 3 Fire Warrior squads, 2 of them are with the Devilfish, 1 of them is without. And then I have 1 Kroot squad, 3 individual crisis battlesuits with plasma and missiles, and each have 1 shield drone, 1 battlesuit commander, and he has double fusion blasters and a shield generator. He's gonna drop in and try to kill some tanks. And then I have my commander changed his armament a little bit up a little bit. He's got a fusion blaster and a plasma rifle, as well as 2 shield drones and a stimulant injector. I think this will work a lot better because last time I gave him a burst cannon and those are not very powerful, and I was pretty much wasting his high ballistic skill on, you know, shooting little strength 5 AP, almost nothing shots. So I give him a fusion blaster, and we'll see how that rolls. Just roughly, my opponent had 3 dreadnoughts, 2 of which were Death Company dreadnoughts, 1 with a las cannon, 1 with 2 blood fists. He also had 1 Furioso librarian dreadnought. And then he had in his, the rest of his troops allotment were 1 unit of Sanguinary Guard, and because he had Dante, they were troops, and then he had 1 unit, small unit of I think 6, Death Company. And then as well, he had 3 land speeders, 2 of which with Typhoon missile launchers, and 1 Vindicator and 1 Ball Predator with heavy bolter sponsons. So as you can see from comparing this to the last report, he's taking a little bit more armored approach. I think he's going to try to not get completely pwned by my railguns early on. We rolled up Annihilation for the scenario and Dawn of War for the deployment type. Here's our deployment. As you can see, I got my Kroot in that little building there. I got my commander hiding in behind the other one, and then I have a Devilfish that's off screen, just sort of hanging in the back, hoping it doesn't get completely destroyed. Unfortunately, my army is not so great at annihilation missions because they have so many kill points tied up in those transports and things, and because the drones on the transports also count as an additional kill point. My opponent can get a lot of points from just killing off those transports. However, Dawn of War works out because it basically allows me to focus on these smaller targets before killing the larger ones. And I took some black sun filters on my transports. Sorry, on my gunships, so I wasn't too afraid of like missing due to night fighting. My opponent has deployed his Sanguinary Guard up on that hill up there. He's deployed his Death Company Dreadnought because that's a troop's choice down in that little valley over there. And then Dante is in the Sanguinary Guard squad. That's his HQ choice for the day. So, this is my first turn. Ride of the Valkyries plays triumphantly in the background as the cavalry arrive to save the beleaguered defenders of this little, you know, bit of nowhere. I brought in all but my Devilfish. I had 1 Devilfish on the board, like I said, and then I brought my Pathfinders in on the first turn, and as well as my my Hammerheads and my Crisis suits. I left my 2 Fusion Blaster suit in reserve, as well as my remaining Devilfish. I didn't want them to get shot at too early and give up kill points. So basically, I opened up in a blaze of fire. I think I might have killed 1 or 2 Sanguinary Guard. Unfortunately, my Market Lights didn't help because the Pathfinders moved that turn, so they couldn't fire them. However, I was able to immobilize that Death Company Dreadnought over in the corner there with my some good rear armor shots with my battle suits. That was good because one of these close combat dreadnoughts, when you immobilize it, it almost really takes it out of the game. And as if I can just take out that last cannon on, it would basically, it'd be almost as good as dead without giving me a kill point, unfortunately. So my opponent pretty much does the same thing as I do, brings all of his guys in on turn 1, except for his Death Company unit, which has jump packs, I forgot to mention, so that will be deep striking later on. As you can see, he basically generally moved up. He's got his Furioso Librarian over there. That's the actual painted dreadnought over on the top left-hand corner there, sort of hiding behind the building. That's moving up with Wings of Sanguinius. What a crazy power on those dreadnoughts. Making them move as jump infantry is insane. Although it does cost a hefty amount of points and sort of compromise the combat effectiveness of the dreadnought, because you only get basically one weapon to play with instead of two. So you can't really, trade them out for those things like Blood Talons and frag launchers and the scary upgrades like that. But he's moved up with his Sanguinary Guard. Those are going to be my main target right now because I'm terrified of those guys. That's probably exactly what he wants, and I've been shooting at him, but to no avail at this point. And basically, he's going to try to get some cover from my tanks and my battle suits, and just move up and try to kill those infantry squad like the Kroot and the Pathfinders. So here's my second turn. As you can see, I've brought that Devilfish up to try to block off the Sanguinary Guard from taking out my troops as easily. I've done a couple more wounds to that unit. I've also done a couple wounds on Dante. It's a little bit of a running joke between me and my opponent right now that his Sanguinary Guard, while being almost the most well-protected warriors in his army, are very bad at making their armor saves. Last game, he kept losing models to unlucky armor saves from stray Kroot shots and things like that. This game, he has failed to make any invulnerable saves with Dante, and has rolled below average on his armor saves. So unfortunately, that unit is not working out for him. If he had a Sanguinary Priest in that unit, I think that would help a lot, because Feel No Pain helps a lot in negating those a lot of those stray little pot shots that you take. But he does not have one of those, unfortunately. I've also succeeded in taking out the last cannon on the Dreadnought over there, the Death Company Dreadnought, which is awesome because it basically takes that Dreadnought out of the game. Right now, all it has is a Storm Bolter on a Blood Fist, and it can't move, so it can't move to engage with that weapon, and I have to come to it, which, as a Tau player, that is something that I am never going to do. So, still shooting off with my hammerheads and things like that. And I'm gonna try to take the Sanguinary Guard out, and then focus on some of the bigger threats like that other Furioso Dreadnought back in the top right there, as well as that scary Vindicator. So here's my opponent's next turn. I forgot to mention that I did actually take out one of his land speeders in a previous turn with a hammerhead, because those little Typhoon missile launchers are so annoying. So here he's moving up with his Sanguinary Guard. He's only got 2 Sanguinary Guard as well as Dante left. So my shots are paying off at this point. And then he's got his Vindicator moving up there, ready to deal some Strength 10 large blast template death to my infantry in that building. He's fired with his Demolisher cannon, scattered a little bit. He only killed 1 or 2 Kroot, I believe, and the Kroot went to ground. I figured that we're probably going to be assaulted by Dante next turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they do right now. I'm moving that commander up to try to take some fusion shots off on the Vindicator and try to take that out of the game, but that's not working out so far. I haven't mentioned that he also has his Bald Predator, which is off the screen to the right. It's behind a building over there, and that's been firing at my hammerheads. It's actually destroyed. It's wrecked one of my hammerheads with a lucky rending shot from its twin-linked assault cannon, which is too bad. But fortunately, unless he gets those 6s, he really can't do a lot. He can't do anything to my vehicles, and those heavy bolters aren't really working out for him right now. So that's a really annoying tank, but I think I'm pretty safe for it. And as long as I stay far enough away, my disruption pods should help me out from that mess. So unfortunately, I skipped a turn here, but some pretty hilarious things happened in the interim there. He moved up with Dante and his Sanguinary Guard, who tried to assault the Kroot. Unfortunately, he had to go through difficult terrain to get there, and they only rolled a 2 and a 3 on their difficult terrain test for assault. So they failed, and the Kroot were safe. And I was able to kill off those last few models with my battle suits the next turn. He also moved up with his Vindicator. He fired at the commander, did a couple wounds there, as you can see. Actually, it was he killed off the shield drones and so some other shooting from his other units. I think especially his land speeders over there did the other wounds. Wow, all discombobulated today I am. He's ready to he tank shocked the Kroot with his Vindicator. It's right up in the ruins there, and he's ready to start firing, because I did shake the tank last round, and he's moving up with that Furioso to try to mop up the remains. Fortunately, as you can see there, I have my kamikaze suit behind the Furioso. He fired at the rear armor of the Dreadnought when he first came in and missed both times, which was very unfortunate. But you know, what can you do when you only spend 70 points on a unit? It's not that effective, I suppose. So here's my opponent moving up. He moved up that Furioso Dreadnought as far as he could. Unfortunately, he ran to get there, so he couldn't assault. He was too far out for assault at that point anyway. And I shook the Dreadnought with a damage result the next turn, so he could not move or shoot. He was stuck in place there, ready for my commander to deal some fusion death next turn. Funny thing happened with the Vindicator. I fired at the Vindicator's side armor with the Fusion Blaster, rolled an explodes result and 6 inches for the explosion radius, killed an enormous number of Kroot. Oh, speaking of which, the Furioso Dreadnought, I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. The Furioso Dreadnought did actually assault the Kroot and killed all of them. There are 2 Kroot in that picture, but that was a mistake. We accidentally left those in when we should have taken them out. They were removed later, needless to say, but the killed an enormous number of my troops. It was more effective in death than it was with its Demolisher Cannon. I think the only reason that they brought all the ammunition for the Demolisher Cannon along was so that they could set it on fire. So I'm in a pretty good position right here. I'm up on kill points, and he's only killed 1 unit, I believe, and sorry, 2 units because of the Kroot, and I've dealt an enormous amount of damage to his vehicles and things like that, and I'm ready to take out those land speeders, which are sitting in the back there, and that Dreadnought, and I think I should be good. So fortunately, my plan did not hinge on this little kamikaze suit in the back here, because he dropped down. He did kill 1. Actually, no, he did not succeed in killing any of the land speeders. He successfully destroyed all of the weapons on one of them, and he actually tried to assault it the next turn. Because battle suits are strength 5, so he did have a pretty good chance of doing some damage. Unfortunately, he did not roll well enough, and the landspeeder zoomed off into the corner there, and he was about to get completely destroyed by a bunch of Death Company Space Marines. So unfortunately, I think this model is a kill point that is just waiting to be given to my enemy. So over here also, this is the Furioso Dreadnought down in the bottom here. He attacked the tank earlier. He got the extra move for assaulting the tank. He failed to do anything because the tank had moved 12 inches in the last turn, so he needed 6s to hit. He then assaulted that battle suit down there. Unfortunately, though, by that point I had succeeded in destroying all of its weapons. So the Dreadnought was sitting with 2 attacks basic and a basic strength of 6 and no armor piercing. So he was stuck in combat with that little battlesuit for quite a while. This report is getting pretty long. I just noticed. Sorry for that, guys. Well, I guess I'll just wrap it up real quick right now. This is the last picture of the game that I have. As you can see, that battlesuit over there that was fighting the Furioso Librarian has been killed, and the Librarian came over to attack the Pathfinders, although without any actual weapons. He didn't really have much of a chance. He killed 1 or 2, and the Pathfinders held. The Death Company over there assaulted the commander, although with his armor and his stimulant injectors, he only took 1 wound. He, I believe, dealt a wound back in return, so the combat was a tie, and nothing bad happened there. Other than that, I killed the ball predator off in the corner that you actually never got to see. I killed off that last land speeder, although it took me an enormous amount of firepower to actually roll a destroyed result on the table. And although I did not succeed in killing that the Death Company Dreadnought with the las cannon, or that used to have a las cannon, I immobilized it and destroyed all of its weapons. I needed to get one more result to take it off the board, and unfortunately that never happened. So I didn't do that. But basically, I got all but 3 kill points in his army. My opponent was able to take out, I believe, 1 tank and one battle suit, as well as the Kroot. Bam. So I believe the end result was 6-3, and that was a win in my favor. Although very close game, very exciting. Like I said in my last report, I think some Sanguinary Priests and Feel No Pain on those Marines would make them a lot better. But this is a scary army to play as because a lot of Armor 13 Dreadnoughts coming at me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this battle report. Another note that this Tau army is for sale. If you really want a Tau army, then it looks awesome, and as you can see, performs pretty well on the battlefield. So I would encourage you to look into that. I gotta finish a couple more add-ons for the army, and then I will post a video of it. Unfortunately, like I said, I've been busy recently, and that has not happened. But I will get to it as soon as possible. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this report. Trevy the Great, out.